Hey guys, Dylan with onX here. So we are in the middle of application season. It is the middle of January right now. Some key states have already kicked off and several more are coming. As you're probably aware of by now, as part of your onX Elite membership, not only do you have access to some really cool discounts for companies that we work with and trust at onX, but as far as application season as a whole, we have teamed up with the best in the industry to provide you exactly what you need for all of application season. So whether you're applying for tags or out in the field using maps, you have everything that you need now. So today I'm going to dive into Toprut. What Toprut offers is a membership that allows you to look at draw odds. So I can go in and say I've got 4 points for Colorado mule deer and look at all my units and figure out what my odds are for those particular units each year. So I'm going to show you how to redeem that free Toprut membership, and then we'll dive into Toprut a little bit. I'll show you a couple ways that I use it, and hopefully it helps you along the way. So diving in here on our website, there's a few different ways to get to the page and redeem it. If you go to our Elite page and scroll down, you'll see discounts on trusted gear and partners. As I said, there's quite a few here and even more than this. So if we click on that, we'll go to Toprut's landing page. We'll explain a little bit about what Toprut offers. As it says here right now, currently they have 8 states, 12 species, more than 3,000 hunt units. We are working on a couple more states to get added to that list. Scroll down. So if you click that Get Elite Benefit, you'll be taken to this page here. And so now we have an easier way to redeem that membership. So all you have to do is log in with your onX email and password that is attached to your Elite membership, and you'll be good to go with that. So we'll skip through this part so you don't see my information here, and then we'll jump in on Toprut's website. All right, so I've entered my information here. You'll select Allow, and then you'll be redirected to Toprut's website. Lots of really cool things you can do here. The first one I'm going to show you is pretty important, I think. Go to My Profile up top, View and Edit. All right, so when you're in My Profile, select Points. One of the really cool things that Toprut does is it allows you to put in the points that you have for each state and species, and it remembers those. So when you're looking at draw odds, it automatically calculates how many points you have for a particular species and state. So if I have, 10 mule deer points in Montana, when I'm looking at the draw odds, that will reflect right there. So that is really helpful. I would recommend going through and adding points. If you've got Utah sheep points, you just go here, select how many points you have, and so on and so forth. Get those saved, and again, they will save to your profile, so you don't need to do this each time, which is really helpful for remembering how many points you have when looking at draw odds. So going back to the main page here, if you go up top, draw odds, again, currently at 8 states, we're working on a few more. Arizona, Colorado, Idaho, Montana, New Mexico, Nevada, Utah, and Wyoming. So let's just say I want to look at my Montana mule deer draw odds. Over on the left-hand side here, quick nav, you can also change state and species right here. I am a resident for Montana, but here's where you would choose resident or non-resident. You can look at everything that's available. So some states have more data here to look at. Some states have harvest stats and so on and so forth. Right now we're going to look at 21 draw odds for rifle. I can also look specifically at units here if I've got one in mind. So looking at this table here, it's pretty easy to read, but there's a lot of info on it. So you can star units here. So if there's one I'm particularly interested in, I can go ahead and star it and save that unit for more quick reference later on. Lots of different things to look at, as I said here. So looking, it'll break down 100% draw odds all the way down to, looks like .05 in Montana is my toughest one with my current points, which is up in the upper right. So it says I have 7, which is correct. Like I said, lots of different ways to look at this here, but you can filter, you can do all sorts of different things. So if you go ahead and click on filter up at the top, again, resident status, I can also choose, okay, I want to look at tags that have a minimum draw odd of 40%. I can also look at minimum public lands. So if I want mostly public lands, you can adjust that there. My bonus points, and then the dates depending on, you might have certain dates that you can hunt every year, and that's it. So you can also filter hunts and units by those dates. Going back to the list view, another really cool thing that Toprut has done, as we all know, it can be very difficult for understanding how other states work, especially if you're new to applying and building points. Every state is different, and you might have your state figured out, but you go to apply to a different state, and all of a sudden you're left with a bunch of different questions. So one thing that Toprut did that was really helpful is they included a learn more about this data section here. So if you click on that, it will, for this one, for example, it will show Montana, all species. It will kind of break down the point system. What does points mean here in the state? Tag allocation, understanding the draw. There's just a lot of really helpful information here. So a couple years ago, I applied for Colorado for the first time, and it was vastly different than, say, Montana. And so I had a lot of questions, and by reading through this type of information here that they've provided, it answers pretty much all the questions that you have and puts you in a really good spot for being able to apply and draw those tags. So I think that pretty much covers it. There's a lot of different things that you can do, a lot of different information. We won't dive into every nuance because we could be here for weeks. But if you have any questions, let us know. And hopefully you take advantage of your free Toprut membership this application season.